Hi guys, Callum here from forestfanjr, and today this vlog is a follow-up to vlog 32. So if you haven't seen that, go and watch it to get up to speed. Link in the description to do that. Now, we're doing this in front of gameplay, or rather, I'm doing this in front of gameplay just to make things a bit easier. But like I said, this is an update regarding the whole invalid click activity issue. So, and again, before I start, make sure you've seen vlog 32 first to make sure you're fully up to speed on everything. Hopefully you've all seen it now. With that being said, let's get into this. So, when we made vlog 32, we hadn't appealed, but since then we have. But we had a slight issue with appealing, and the issue was the last thing we had to fill in wasn't very clear. We had no idea what the last thing meant, and we specified that in the appeal. We also specified we had done nothing wrong and didn't really know what invalid click activity even was. Now, a day later, YouTube responded via email saying that they'd rejected our appeal, but they didn't say why. We think it's something to do with us not knowing what they were asking us for, which is just not fair at all. In the email, they also gave a link to a page for a little more information, which we had a look at. On the page, there are a few subsections, and two of them stood out. One of them described the situation that we're in. Account disabled, appeal rejected, and can we rejoin AdSense and can we open a new account? Now, the thing said, and I'll quote, "We understand your concern about the actions taken against your account. Our actions are the result of careful investigation by our team of dedicated specialists, taking into account the interests of our advertisers, publishers and users. Though you might be disappointed with our decision, we are unable to reinstate your account. Please also note that publishers disabled for invalid click activity are not allowed any further participation in AdSense. For this reason, these publishers may not open new accounts. Lastly, Google does deserve the right to disable an account for any reason, including invalid click activity from any source." Clearly YouTube doesn't understand our concerns, like they say, since we specified we didn't know what they were asking of us and accusing us of, but they didn't seem to take this into account when they rejected our appeal. They also said their actions are the result of careful investigation by a team of dedicated specialists. Is it? Because from what I understand, a lot of big companies, they use automated systems for things like this. I'm pretty sure an automated system isn't a team of full of dedicated specialists that go under careful investigation. And they also seem like they didn't take into account anybody's interests. The advertiser's interest, our interest, other people's interests, or even their own. Now, from what we've gathered, invalid click activity is to do with loads of people, or even ourselves, being accused of consistently clicking on adverts on our videos. Now, we don't know this for sure, and this is purely an educational guess, but wouldn't clicking on adverts be exactly what YouTube and these advertisers actually want? Would that not get them more money, and therefore a bigger earning? Giving yourselves and these advertisers a bigger earning will be accounting for both your own interests and for the advertiser's interests. Letting us keep up the video with adverts, thus letting us earn money too from AdSense, would be helping account for our own interests as well. We've also got, you might be disappointed. Of course we're disappointed, YouTube. Twice now, they've wrongly accused us of invalid click activity, and both times they disabled AdSense. And publishers disabled for invalid click activity are not allowed any further participation in AdSense. What a lie, YouTube. You can let us rejoin AdSense, and you have done. The first time the first time we were accused of this, a month later they let us rejoin, and we didn't even say or do anything that time. So you do let us rejoin, hypocrite. And then finally, Google does deserve the right to disable an account for any reason. Okay, fair enough, but if you actually gave us said reason, preferably in a way that even 5-year-olds could understand, and a reason that's actually legit as well, that would be really nice. I mean, it's all well and good telling you that that we're suffering for no reason. If you actually provided us with a reason why we're going through this, that would be amazing, but they don't. They told us what's happened, but refused to say why it's happened. And just like before, the first time we got accused of this, and this time as well, we've got no information why we've got these accusations. No clear answer. Like, nothing. We're just told invalid click activity. We don't know what that is, and they're not telling us. They're not telling us clearly. If we were given a reason why we've got all these problems, and we could accept said reason, then both this video and vlog 32 probably wouldn't exist. Not to mention any payments that we never got, which was a full year's worth. They're never going to get paid out to us at all now. In the year we've been with AdSense, like I said, we've never got paid any of it. We hardly earn anything anyway, so that doesn't really make a difference. But we never got any of a year's worth of money, and we're never going to get it now because of this stupid system. And in fact, in one of the other sub paragraphs that I mentioned earlier, they said that where possible, they would refund our earnings to affected advertisers. Just combine that with our theory that clicks and ads actually give advertisers and YouTube money anyway. Yeah, come to your own conclusion with that. Basically, it's just a shame that small channels like us and other big channels, we do nothing wrong, but we suffer things like false copyright strikes, undeserved age restrictions, other strikes, community strikes is what I mean, loss of monetization, and even having channels deleted. We do nothing wrong, we get punished for it, we don't get any information or evidence why we're getting this, and we have to suffer the consequences. However, while we're suffering, there are loads of other channels out there that are doing plenty of things wrong all the time, breaking copyright laws, filing false copyright claims, doxing, swatting, and fake bomb threats. All of those are crimes that can carry prison sentences, or in the case of bomb threats, even if they're fake, the risk of being shot. And the people who do these constantly get away with it. Well, there's channels like us, Grade A Under A, I Hate Everything, Eli the Computer Guy, The Nostalgia Critic, so many others that are suffering these. And now, this is something that Grade A Under A has covered better than we could. And if you want to find out other ways channels have suffered problems they shouldn't, and how loads of others are getting away with basically committing crimes, then go check out his 2 videos on the subject. Links to those in the description too. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Just to cut a long story short, we appealed, it was rejected, and we don't know why. We don't know what we're being accused of. We just don't get told anything anymore. Now, we may end up making a 3rd video on this. We don't know yet. Depends on what happens. But sorry if I went on for a bit too long, but we need to update you guys on what's been going on in this injustice, if I can call it that. And if you've been through this yourself and want to help, then leave a comment or send us a tweet and tell us how you dealt with it. We also want to remind you we've got a 2nd channel set up called FFJR in case we can't use this one, and it's also for extra videos, so check that out in the description too. Follow us on Twitter to keep up to date with all this and everything else. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. Hashtag stop this injustice. Hashtag make YouTube great again.